The Labour Party, the crowd that always jumps up and down. We want more people. We want the floodgates to be open. Everybody from Timbuktu can come to Ireland and seek asylum, etc., etc. They jump up and down every day about it, and that anybody who has a problem with it, that dares to question the narrative of the government or the Labour Party, is a far right extremist and should be arrested and put in prison forever. And if you dare have an opinion about some, like people being busted in the middle of the night in buses, etc., etc., all young men, etc., in rural Ireland, in small rural villages like Rosslare, we see in Newtown around Kennedy, people being bussed in, etc. Then you are far right, etc., etc. But when Fanny Patrick, when it goes to their land and their area, wait a second, we have a problem, etc. So Ivana Patrick, the Labour leader, obviously they're all in the high and mighty, the Champagne socialists, they're all fighting against the establishment, etc., etc. But we all live in Ballsbridge, the rich part of Dublin, where the high and mighty are. We're all with the common man, we're with the common person. The Labour Party, we're with the workers of the country. We're not with the high and mighty, put them there in Ballsbridge and stuff like that. So they're jumping up and down now about they're finally coming to their areas where the politicians live and stuff like that. Even though the one said that the asylum seekers went up the road with tents, except in the local park, etc., etc. But still, nonetheless, the irony here is something to be behold. Because Van Patrick, every day of the week, anybody who has an issue, far right extremist, if you don't take them into your own house, etc., you're worse than, God only knows what she could come up with. But basically, that's what to say all the time. And now she comes out with this today on Twitter, and just to say 80 likes to 600 and nearly 700 comments. Straight away, that tells you're not having a good luck there. This is on the same as a small group of dedicated local authorities can provide the necessary support for these asylum seekers. The government must need to provide a comprehensive plan for asylum seekers, basically saying, we can't deal with them in Boston, but we have no money, basically. We have no money, there's no money, but we can send them down the country to some town down the country. There's working class men and women working a 9 to 5, working hard to provide for their children, etc. We're just going to dump 1,000 people there and they'll be fine there. So as loads of people are pointing out in Vanna Patrick's comments here, no, as Leo Varadkar famously said, and this is a TD now, famously said you can put it back in their face, because even I think the Labour Party even said it too, that nobody has a veto on who lives in their area. And now all of a sudden when they're in their area, we want a veto, we need a veto, this is unacceptable. It's queer irony, particularly from the Labour Party, of all parties, come out and say, it's beyond belief. You beg us belief. It's unfortunate that these people aren't heads, of course. We have to remember these people are human too. But they shouldn't have been let into the country if there was no place to put them. And that's not far right or extremist, that's just the truth. If we had nowhere to accommodate them, we shouldn't have let them in the first place. And especially if they didn't have a passport or if they didn't have documentation, we shouldn't have definitely not let them in. But, we shouldn't have let them in just to sleep in tents, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Because they would have been far better off in Albania or Georgia, where they come from, than coming over here to sleep on the street or in the sleeping parks, whatever. But nonetheless, the Labour Party, you think they would, Vanna Patrick say, I'm going to open my doors. All the people in Ballsbridge, the high and mighty, with billions and billions of euro, etc., etc., going to open their doors and let them in and feed them and everything. Not a hope, not a hope. The only Irish Joe probably would do more than the high and mighty in Dublin. Again, as I say, every town in the country, nearly every village, has people been just busted in the middle of the night, etc., etc. And the Labour Party, time and time again, if you had an issue with it, they call you extremist, far right, and etc. So Ivana Patrick seems to be very far right today. I hear you're far right now, Ivanek. It goes back to that. But as I say, it's different when it's in their area. But the irony here, because you can just see it, the dead silent. The only thing they ever say, if it's any other part of the country, they call them far right extremists, worse than God only knows who. But as soon as it's in their area, they have a big statement and they're crying, they're jumping up and down about it. So it's very ironic. Thank you.